Hi, I'm Rob.
I'm Katie.
And we're
Livin' Lovin' Disney.
Come join us on our podcast where we talk about all things Disney.
Like our trips and cruises, our DVC resorts, tours of the park, after-hour parties, and our family's crazy Disney life.
We've got some older episodes for you to listen to and get to know us a little bit.
Keep on dreaming.
Well, hello. Welcome into Livin' Lovin' Disney.
The
Barry White episode.
Not.
Oh.
We're just recovering from colds.
Yeah, I got a cold, so my voice might sound a little bit deeper than usual.
He's got his sexy voice on. Don't mind it, though. He's having fun with it.
Anyways, welcome in, guys. It's been a while since we released an episode, but we got a good one for you this week.
We're still here. We still love you guys, and we're going to get back into the action.
We got some content to share with you. We've been to Disney World
twice.
A couple times.
So we're going to rewind our world a little bit and hit one trip at a time and some highlights that we've hit between there. And we're going to be seeing, if you're checking out our Facebook, I'm posting some pictures and content on there too. And please remember, we're on Instagram and Facebook. Text us things, call us.
Also, if you guys are into YouTube, watching on YouTube, we are on YouTube as well, so we do put up videos there periodically. We don't do every episode as a video, but we do some of them, and on this particular episode, we will have some video on there with some guests that we have on this episode. So,
yeah.
Feel free to go there and check it out too if you're into that. Just wanted to reiterate that. I know we've mentioned it before, but
absolutely.
So, anyways, Katie, so we have been to Disney World a couple of times, but we're going to rewind back a little bit.
Yep.
To our trip with Eden. We will have our daughter Eden on an episode. For those of you that might have food allergies, gluten allergy, it might be a good one for you to listen to. Eden has gluten allergy and dairy allergy, so she's experienced that trip as well as us, but we want to have her on the show so that she can express to you the experience she had.
And the things we learned.
Yeah.
We will have a better trip next time because we learned so much before we got done with our trip. Unfortunately, it was at the very end of the trip.
And some of you might not, have experienced some of the stuff, or maybe we can give you some tips on how to make it better.
Absolutely.
So, but that's another day.
We'll let her talk about that end of it. We'll touch a little bit of it, but most of it I'm going to talk with her.
Yeah. So, let's get into it, Katie. We're going to talk about what are we going to talk about first? We want to talk about the Christmas party first?
I think a lot of, we can. First time, it was a bucket list item for us.
We've never done it.
Never done it. I wanted to do a Christmas party so bad that I didn't even think about whether I should at that time go before it was fully done and invest the money to do it. While so much of it really wasn't there, I was just there at that time, had the opportunity, and wanted to do it. So, by God, I did it.
Yes. Now, our friends Steve and Carol have done the Christmas party several times, and they've always talked it up to us, and so this is why we had it on our bucket list to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was the best time to do a Christmas party, because...
It really wasn't.
It
really wasn't. I mean, it was an after-hours party, yes. And we went and rode rides, yes.
And there was Christmas music.
And there was music, but there wasn't parades. And
they had cavalcades.
They didn't really have a lot of cocoa and
we're talking about
homemade cookies or
COVID time.
Anything else. The cookies were snickerdoodles that were store-bought, pre-wrapped. And you had to wait in line to get a cocoa at one spot.
Steve and Carol they have these little candy cane, lit up candy canes everywhere. You can go there and get cookies and whatever you want.
No, they had like 2 outlets that you could go to get a cookie.
Now, this was during the COVID era. I mean, we're still kind of in it, I guess. But the first trip we went was like total mask all the time. Mm-hmm. This time it was only indoors.
It was indoor only,
right?
And on all the buses and transportation.
Indoor and on the buses. Mm-hmm. So.
And we had to raise it up when we went inside of a queue, and you could take it off outside.
Right. So this is kind of what we're dealing with still.
Yeah, it's kind of mid-COVID.
So you don't have everything that you would normally have.
Right.
At after hours party.
Yes, it was a very minimal Christmas party. That being said, we still had a good time, but we will have to do it again sometime when everything is there, because really it wasn't worth the value of the money that we spent.
Now, what did you enjoy about it?
That there weren't as many people in the park and we rode lots of rides, because that's all we did.
That's what I enjoy about every
after hours party.
Though, really.
So maybe I didn't just hang out and just do the Christmas stuff, but you really, because they were having cavalcades, you couldn't plan to sit down and watch a parade because they were spontaneous.
Right, there wasn't really a
any
parade
way
like,
to
hey,
really
here comes the Christmas parade.
Plan. You'd be off running to a ride, and oh, there goes Santa. Oh, there goes. They would just kind of buzz by here and there. So you if you happen to be standing in the right spot, you'd catch it. Otherwise,
well, let me ask you this.
And we weren't waiting around for it. We're
like,
rides.
You know how I feel about the whole Christmas time at Disney anyways.
I know.
I'm not a big fan, guys. It's cool and everything, but my big thing is there's Christmas music everywhere.
All the time.
Which a lot of people love. But I'm at Disney. I'm not there to listen to... I can hear that at home. I'm not... in fact, I do hear that at home. Right, Katie?
Yeah.
All right.
From Thanksgiving to New Year.
So during the Christmas party, we heard Christmas music, which is fun. That's a Christmas party. But it was no different than, say, during the regular park day, That's all they played. They never played, like, some Christmas music and then some Disney music.
Main Street was not the same.
So, I don't know. I'm trying to think back at the Christmas party myself. And what did I get at? I mean...
You're not a big fan of Christmas to begin with. Let's just put it that way.
What do you say?
I love Christmas. I ate up all the decorations. I absolutely loved it all. The Christmas music didn't really bother me. There were points where I missed some of the classic stuff being played around the park, because that's part of the sounds and sights of Disney.
Now,
had it been Disney music sung in different Disney songs or something, maybe it would still relate, but it was it was just modern hip-hop, blah, blah, blah music going on all the time in Christmas.
Well,
so it wasn't like classic Christmas. It was hip-hop Christmas stuff.
Which, to me...
Isn't Christmas to
sorry.
you. I know you have a hard time
with that. I know
some
of you guys are probably okay with that, and that's fine. That's to each his own.
To you have a hard time with that.
I like classic stuff.
Yeah, I know.
But,
So that's part of his issue. So, anyway... Christmas was beautiful, and I have tons of pictures to share.
The thing I liked about it too, one of the things I liked about it was how they project onto the castle.
That was very cool.
That was really cool.
And the castle changes colors.
Yeah,
kept changing colors and changing scenes.
Because you don't get. I mean, they do that on regular days, but it's different. It's themed differently.
And note, there were no fireworks.
Right, no fireworks either, because they hadn't started doing that yet.
Yeah.
So we really didn't miss out on, I think, on a lot that they would have at a normal Christmas party.
Yeah.
At our Christmas party that we went to. So.
Well, we usually get more fireworks.
We'll have to. I guess we'll have to do it again. I know Katie's like, Dad doesn't want to go to Disney at Christmas anymore. I guess we'll have to go again so we can get the full effect of a Christmas party, so we can really, experience it all. I think we got a little gypped.
A little.
But under the circumstances, I guess it was to be expected.
Yeah. Maybe go at that. They tell you at the peak time to go, so you can catch both parties. You can catch a booty and a Christmas on the same trip. And then you don't catch a whole thing of Christmas. You catch more,
I don't know what...
You
have to dial that in perfectly to get
I know. And I could do that, but then you get the villains after our party and then Christmas.
Yeah.
That's that peak moment to go.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one to catch. 2 parties, 1 stone. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Anyways.
So, Christmas party was fun, but not much really of a party.
If you enjoy the decorations and the Christmas music and which a lot of people do.
I enjoyed the decorations.
It was was a plus.
It was great photo opportunities. I have some great pictures of the park and the lights and the street without people all over the place.
They always are good photo opportunities because they have a lot of different characters out at these after-hours parties. If you've never done an after-hours party, I would suggest you do one.
Highly suggest. Yes.
Because they always bring out these odd characters that you don't normally see in the park, which is really cool.
Yeah, and every time we get a chance to go to one, we go. Period. I just always do them because it's always worth it.
Yeah.
It's a well spent investment.
Yeah.
So anyway, we will do that again.
Yeah. And if you haven't done it yet, definitely it is a good experience to do. We're not down on the Christmas party. We just
no.
It felt like we didn't get the full effect of it.
Yeah, mid-COVID Christmas party, don't do it. So anyway,
be sure you go to the Christmas party sometime.
Oh, stop it. So anyway, we had the rare opportunity. Usually it's just the three of us, and we got to take Eden, our other daughter, with us, and it was.
And she was super excited to go.
It was super excited.
She's a mother of 4.
She's a mama of 4.
So she didn't take any kids. She got to go by herself, and I think she was looking forward to that, to have a little break and just
super excited.
hang out and just be herself,
Yeah,
so
and we were super excited because it's best to travel in even numbers. And we love that.
Yeah, because I always end up most of the time alone.
I share. I always switch
if Aaliyah will ride with me, but most of the time I'm alone.
Whatever. Okay. So, anyway, folks.
Okay, so we got to have 4 people with us.
Got to have 4 people with us, and it was interesting.
Until we go into the restaurant?
You lost me. No. Oh, yeah, until we go into the restaurants, yeah. Well, we were excited, but we really didn't think about how her allergy stuff would affect us, really, the whole time, because I just didn't think that through. And then you realize when you're there that it's really difficult, and the more I could see that she couldn't have, the less we ate. I didn't eat a ton of snacks.
If you wanted a big donut.
I didn't do it because she couldn't have one. I didn't go have one. She couldn't have a pretzel. I didn't go have a pretzel. So
even though you knew that was the case.
I know, but I was trying. I just felt bad. I couldn't eat in front of her. So I spent a lot of time in downtown Disney, and we searched out in the parks looking for gluten-free treasures here and there.
And we did. And
we did find them. We had to do some homework.
And in Animal Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom and in Epcot.
Yeah.
We found a couple places.
Some pastry items in Epcot, and also Animal Kingdom, some churros.
Yeah, they make some really, really good macaroons.
And they weren't bad.
Woo-hoo.
They weren't bad.
They were
so
yummy.
Even if you're not a gluten-free person, the churros weren't bad.
Those were really good.
And the macaroons weren't bad at all.
Those were yummy. That raspberry lemon. Oh.
So if you're with somebody that's gluten-free, and don't hesitate to give it a shot, man. Because they were really good. And
there was about 4 different shops in downtown Disney that were gluten-free. And I found them one at a time. We found the very best one the last night we were there. And my daughter was in sheer heaven for that one night. And they had cinnamon rolls and cookies and buns and muffins and all kinds of crazy stuff in there.
Do you remember the names of those shops?
And you know what? Not off the top of my head, but I will pull them up. And
when we have Eden on,
when Eden comes on, we'll go over the names of the stores so that she can replay that
if
too.
If you're not aware of that, that would be good information to know.
Had we found those ahead of time, then she would have bought stuff. We would have had it. She could have packed it. I wouldn't feel guilty the whole time. So it's weird how that kind of affects you, but it does. But good thing, because I didn't come home and gain any weight from the trip. So all is well.
Sure about that?
Well, I didn't gain anything that trip. Okay. It was fabulous.
I'm not being derogatory or being mean to you or nothing. I was just wondering.
Yeah, watch it, Barry.
I'm sorry about that. Maybe later I can tell you something.
So we did get to try out a new restaurant on one of our first days there. We went to Magic Kingdom. We arrived at 6 in the morning, dropped our bags, and took off right to the park after not sleeping all night long because that's how we roll.
Okay, so what are you talking about?
And we went to Magic Kingdom, and we were riding rides, and we did an early dinner at Skipper Canteen.
Oh, yeah.
You remember? We hadn't been there before. The Jungle Cruise Canteen, yeah. And we had been told to try that out, and we hadn't done it. And it's
if you haven't been there, it's kind of like it's
Skippers
kind
are
of
still
themed,
fooling around with you.
rooms
Yep.
are themed, kind of the Jungle Cruise kind of thing.
Yeah, and the menu items have crazy names, and
Right.
they tease you.
Schweitzer,
and,
balls.
Yeah.
They bring all that stuff into the menu.
Yeah.
So if you haven't tried it, you definitely should try it.
Yeah.
I know I had the steak.
I think you had steak. I think I had either chicken or salmon.
See,
I
I
can't
had
remember.
the Dr. Fall's signature grilled steak. What does that say? Adabu seasoned New York strip, what is that? Carzone, hash,
Chorizo,
collard
greens, and caramelized onions.
Chorizo hash, collard greens, and caramelized onions. Sorry.
That's a good thing. I love you.
I read real good. It's true. Sorry, I'm not making fun of nobody. Except for myself. But that's why I don't read. If you've listened to some of our episodes, you know I don't read. I mean, not that I'm a terrible reader. I don't read a lot, but
You're killing me, man. Don't make me laugh.
It's just funny. Sorry, Katie. Anyways, we had a good time. Do you remember what you had? Do you remember what you had there, Katie?
I think I had the chicken. Tastes like chicken because it is. Because we had so many burgers, because that's like gluten-free was the only thing she could have. So we had burgers.
Let me read that to you if you want a good laugh.
You
Here we
think
go.
you can enunciate?
Crispy fried chicken with sweet chili glaze, stir-fried vegetables, and seasoned rice. Wow, I did it.
Good job.
There wasn't them fancy words in there.
And I think Aaliyah had pork something or other, pork chop or something like that. And all of it was good. It was a good meal. I can't complain at all about it. We all cleaned our plates.
I will say, though,
we had good service.
Since everything that's going on in the world now, the steak plates have gone up in price.
They have. But you look at the cow meat everywhere. Beef has gone up all over the place. So, to be expected.
But whenever if anything else is not looking, if they have a steak, that's my go-to.
Oh, I know, because you get tired of burgers. You eat so many burgers.
I always get the steak, but this last trip, and we'll talk about that later, but I did try some different stuff this last trip that I don't usually do.
I try to always step outside the box. I think we went and had like sushi one night too. Yeah, we did Morimoto's too. But Skipper's Canteen was a lot of fun, and it was totally worth going, and I would do it again.
Yeah.
I would rate that as a good trip.
Now, we did experience the fact that, and those of you that have gone to the park during this COVID
short menus. Oh my gosh.
Fiasco.
Some of them only have like 4 items.
Yeah. And even this last time, and we haven't talked about that one yet, but we went to a restaurant and it was even shorter than the last time we went.
It's kind of weird. They don't have enough staff.
Right.
And trouble getting some things.
Yeah, there's
and
several different reasons why they've shortened the menus.
And this is also why the food program has not returned.
Right.
There are a lot of issues involved.
And we've done that twice now.
Yeah.
With no food program. So.
Yes, which we're actually gotten pretty gifted at that. But not that we're going cheap. We still spend almost the same amount of money as we would.
Yeah, really. I think
we've timed it out several times. It's real close. We're not really saving a whole lot of money by not doing the food program.
It's just nice because you have it all paid for already.
Yeah, like that steak he ate, he wouldn't have thought about it. He'd have just ate it. Because it was already prepaid for. You stop thinking about the money. I hate that part.
You just eat and go. Okay.
Just pick what sounds good.
Next.
So, after Skipper Canteen, let's see. Another good one we ate out was Mama Rosa's. And we've done that a couple of times now.
Yeah.
And we really, really like it. Mama Rosa's has good pasta.
Yeah, if you haven't eaten Mama Rosa's,
it's in Hollywood.
It's down by the
it's past
the Muppet Vision.
Yeah, Muppet kind of back in a corner. But very, very good food.
It's kind of hard to. I mean, it could be kind of hard to find, but unless you know where you're going.
Yeah.
But it is down by Muppet Vision, so if you haven't been there yet and you're in the Hollywood Studios, that's where it is. And Pizza Rizzo is down there too. So that's where it's at. But it is a great restaurant.
Really good. It has all kinds of pasta. It has steak. It has pork. It has all kinds of different things to options.
And we've talked about it before.
And it has American food too. But one of the good things it really had was my daughter's favorite place to eat when she was there, being gluten-free. And she'll tell you more because she dreams about this pasta. It was so good.
Yeah, she did like that, didn't she?
Yep.
We have eaten them before. Last time this time I think I got the spaghetti and meatballs. It was good, and I had something else there too. I think probably the steak the time before, and it was really good. So, and it's a good environment.
It was nice, quiet. It's nice to step out of the park, a little sit down.
Yeah, it's a sit down place.
Sit down
it's
and
not
chill
a
and
walk up. It's a sit down restaurant. So,
and it was yummy.
Yeah.
And she not only had fabulous pasta, but she had warm gluten-free rolls.
Yeah.
Get
yeah,
that.
She did,
She actually had a warm roll, and she just couldn't get over that they kept bringing her more warm gluten-free rolls with her pasta. So she felt normal that night.
Okay,
which was cool.
Is that all you have for Mama Rosa's?
Mm-hmm. And then
what was the other Italian place we went to?
We did another Italian restaurant, Tutti Italian. Later on in the trip, we had lunch.
This was in Epcot?
Yeah. I have to say Mama Rosa's was much better. It wasn't that it was
I have to
bad.
say, environment. It's a little more uppity, I think.
Yeah, a little more snootsy. Maybe it's more true Italian decoration inside. I don't know.
I've never been to Italy.
But I've never been to Italy. Can't
compare.
compare.
All I know is when you go to Italy, people are throwing pizzas in the air.
Yeah, that wasn't happening. But there was there was a lot of wine pouring. But the chef came out, did talk to her, because we'd listed on everything that we had allergies, and the chefs did come out. They talked to him about everything and gave him her options. And she ordered, of course, her gluten-free pasta. And the chef, which she ordered the exact same thing as her sister, which was just basically a chicken.
Yeah, Parmesan or something.
No, it wasn't chicken Parmesan. It's a chicken fettuccine.
Okay, yeah, thicken.
Because it's all white. Chicken fettuccine. Thicken. You're so funny. Chicken fettuccine.
Thicken.
Stop.
That's the shortcut.
So she wanted chicken fettuccine, gluten-free, and they could do it, but they did it.
Exactly the same dish.
They did it with penne pasta noodles, because they had them gluten-free.
Right.
So exact same dish, just used a different noodle. The sauce was fine. But he said, do you want me to put the chicken in there? And she said, yes, that'd be great if you can. And he said, no problem. So they bring out, and we eat our food. All is well. It's okay. It's not near as good as Mama Rosa's, but it was okay. And we get the bill.
I had the same thing.
Yeah. We get the bill, and her pasta was more expensive.
It was like, what, $10 more or something?
Plus, they charged like $10.5 more
for the chicken?
For a quarter of a breast of chicken. I mean, a tiny little bit of chicken.
The only difference was the noodles, and instead of meatballs, she got the chicken. I mean, and Aaliyah got the chicken.
Yeah, it was the same as Aaliyah had, just different noodle.
Except for and so it was kind of ridiculous, really, to be honest with you.
It was. But, I mean, they didn't tell her that there was an upcharge to add that chicken. And she didn't know it was any upcharge. It's the exact same thing as her sister was getting.
It would have been nice
if they said
just a swap
of the noodles. It would have been nice if they'd have told her that there's going to be an extra $10 charge to add these 6 little pieces of chicken onto your pasta plate. She wouldn't have gotten it. So she decided afterwards, we just paid, because Rob doesn't like contention in a restaurant. So we just paid, and we're out the door. And he's outside sitting on the stoop. He's out of there. My daughter said, no, you know what? That wasn't okay. So she went over and decided to go talk to the manager. Because she goes, they really need to tell you that there's an upcharge to do that. That's only fair. They should tell you. So she just went up to tell them that how she felt about that, and really that upcharge shouldn't have been there, because they did not talk about it. And boy, they shut her down and wouldn't give her the time of day.
Yeah. So the moral of the story is, if you are going to do something like that, make sure, ask about it.
Yeah.
I mean,
So that restaurant I probably won't eat at again. One, for how she was treated. Why? Because of that? And 2, I wasn't, it didn't make me go, oh my God, that was so good.
Yeah.
No.
I'm glad we tried it,
I make better pasta at home.
Well,
sorry.
let's face it. I make a better hamburger than just to get at Disney World.
Yeah. So anyway, for what it cost, it wasn't worth it to me.
I'll say it right now. I'd probably make a better steak too.
You do.
And better chicken.
You do.
Let's keep on going.
Keep on going, baby. Okay.
Come on over to Rob's house.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, we're not down in Disney. Yeah,
we're not down in Disney. No. Another new one we tried was Morimoto's. That was not Rob's cup of tea. Just the new ones.
Morimoto. Why was that my cup of tea? I think I enjoyed my stuff.
I think you ate it. You did not want to go. That was for sure. Because Aaliyah had booked that with me.
Well, you guys
my daughter
wanted
and
sushi.
I love sushi.
I wasn't sure if I was going to like anything there.
And Rob was just like, sushi. But
I'm not into raw fish.
You had a bowl of...
I had some kind of rice bowl thing.
Yeah, and it was
And it was
fine.
good. I think it had vegetables in it.
It
might have had some chicken chunks in there too.
It was a disappointing gluten thing for my daughter.
But I enjoyed my food. I think better almost than everybody else enjoyed their food.
I enjoyed my
food.
Did you my sushi was good.
So you and Aaliyah had a good time.
No, Aaliyah cried in the bathroom because her sister and her were fighting that day.
She didn't enjoy her food then, did she?
No, she wouldn't eat after I
don't fight
to her restaurant.
Don't fight when that Morimoto's. You won't enjoy her food. Yeah. I enjoyed my food though. And that was in Disney Springs, right?
It was in Disney Springs.
Disney Springs.
And it was good.
It wasn't bad at all.
Environment wasn't bad. It was good. It was something different.
And I just remember we were tired that day.
We were tired.
It's been a long day.
I think the two of them had just crossed words and it got too emotional that
sisters.
day. It happens. Sisterly love. Yeah. We all got over it, but it was a rough night. So, anyway, onward and upward.
Okay.
That's all the new restaurants. So, what are your highlights that you can remember from that trip?
I can't remember any highlights from that trip. I think we've touched on a lot of stuff.
We did a lot
from that trip, and we got more, but
we did a lot, and we did Universal. We really got to do these right after.
But I mean, we don't have to talk about all that on this one episode because we have other guests on this episode.
Well, we'll do an intro to that.
John and Frankie
this is its own episode, and then we'll introduce John and Frankie on the next one.
But John and Frankie are on this episode.
Oh, they can be.
But we shouldn't even say their name if they're not going to be on this. They can be on this episode.
It's a preview to what's next.
I mean, we got lots of stuff to talk about still. So no, John and Frankie have been waiting a long time.
All right. Leave in John and Frankie. So we'll come back to the rest of the trip.
Episode to have them on to start out our new season of episodes.
You're right. We'll talk about the rest of the stuff with
John
Eden.
And Frankie are awesome. They're from the Hyperion Review Disney. Hyperion.
They were really, really fun to talk to.
Hyperion Review Disney podcast. Yeah. They were a lot of fun to talk to.
And we talked about
we talk about the remakes, the live remakes, a few of them.
Yeah, and a few other things.
And we talk about a lot of the park stuff too.
Yeah.
Like what they like, what we like, and stuff like that. It was a good discussion that we had with the guys. It sucked that it kind of got cut off because we're on a Zoom call, and I just really wish it didn't cut off when it did, but we'll talk to him again sometime. But
I'm sure we will.
Enjoy that segment of this episode because it's a lot of fun to listen to. So, Katie, I think we've
covered a lot.
We
wanted to touch base on a few things.
Yeah,
we missed you guys. We have so much to share, and we'll just gonna break this up so we can make some more episodes.
Yeah, exactly. Lots to talk about. So anyways, guys,
enjoy
the rest of the episode, and it's nice to be back on and be good. We'll see you in the next episode. That too, and then enjoy.
See you real soon.
I guess I'll just shut up now. All right, guys, take care.
Bye-bye.
See you in the next segment. Hi, everybody, and welcome to this segment of the show, Lovin' Disney, and we got some special guests with us tonight, John and Frankie from the Hyperion Review Disney podcast. Welcome in, guys.
Hey, what's going on?
Thank you for having us.
Sure. I have listened to a couple of your episodes. I did listen to your latest one. I don't know if it's your latest one, but the one that was on there, December 31st episode. And I have to say, I like how you guys are pretty honest about your opinions about things. So I enjoyed it. But why don't you tell us a little bit about your podcast? How long have you guys been doing your podcast? And maybe tell us a little bit about yourselves and your podcast.
Yeah, so I'll kind of take it from here because Frankie's the new guy on the block here.
Okay.
We've been doing the podcast for 2 years now. Frankie's been with us for a year now. The original concept was you have a Disney guy and you have a non-Disney guy, and you kind of see what comes out of the conversations with that. So one of our other co-hosts, his name is Steve. He knows basically nothing about Disney. He's not seen a lot of Disney movies. He's never been to the parks. And we kind of had this fun idea of, what does that look like? And then we got through the end of the first year and we realized we needed to bring a little bit more on, maybe get a couple more hosts. So we've got Frankie who joins us tonight. And there's a young lady named Danny. And basically what we do weekly, bi-weekly, just depending on how life works, we talk about Disney entertainment. And as you said, we are pretty honest about it. We say what we like, we say what we don't. We tend to be a little bit more adult friendly with language sometimes and content, but we do try to have family friendly ones as well. But we try to give everybody a warning at the beginning of the episode of what that's going to look like. So,
okay. So on your last episode, you were saying you went and saw the Frozen. What was that? Where are you based out of?
Go ahead, Frank.
Are you guys in different places or same town or what?
All four of us actually in different places. I'm actually reside in Texas, San Antonio, Texas.
How about you, Steve John? And I are from Indiana, and then Danny is from Arizona.
Okay, so you're all over the place. Okay.
Yeah.
So it helps get a different perspective of things.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And this always helps to be able to do stuff like this. It's really cool to be able to talk to people all over the place.
Did you guys find each other through the podcast network or?
Yeah, kind of. So we have like a sister show, completely different hosts and everything. We just got really friendly with them. The other podcast is named Station 71. And they have a Discord, and I was a part of it, and Frankie was a part of it, and Danny was a part of it. And we all kind of hit it off, and they showed interest in wanting to come on our show. We actually did interviews for a couple different people, posted those episodes live, and kind of let the listeners pick who those people were. Cool. That's how we came to be the four of us. But yeah, we got pretty friendly through the Station 71 Discord.
That's cool.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. We got together because we're married.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys prior to doing the whole Disney podcast thing, like obviously I see your background here, you guys have a definite love for Mickey Mouse, but was that something that you guys both had before the marriage and developed into?
I mean, when I was younger, I was pretty much a Walt Disney kind of nerd. I mean, I wanted to work for Walt Disney. I kind of idolized Walt Disney. I had a friend, we were both kind of into animation when we were younger. We did a little cartoons and stuff for fun. So I was kind of into Walt Disney long before I ever met Katie here. But I mean, obviously we didn't do a podcast till real recent. This was many, many years later. But I had been listening to a lot of Disney podcasts, and I'm like, we could do something like this because she's a complete Disney nerd. I mean,
yeah.
So I go, we could probably do this. All we're going to do is talk about Disney stuff and things. So we just started doing it. I thought, I get off work and I'm like sitting around the house going, what can I do? So we just started doing it.
It's a pleasure. I think it's kind of a fun way that we can share things that we know and do and enjoy and help others to find the secrets and get the enjoyment. And we talk about lots of stuff. And sometimes it's not politically correct. It doesn't always matter. I have to edit sometimes. It becomes a non-family show every once in a while. Like, we have to kind of dial it back a little bit. But I mean, I'm from California to begin with, born there, but I was raised in Missouri. So I lost Disney for quite a while, except just being raised with the Disney music and stuff like that. Didn't come into the Disney fandom over here until later in life. After we got married and, you get a little, we went to Disney World and it grew. It just started growing at that point into an obsession. And now it's just a fun thing. And I think the kids see a different side of us on the podcast, talking and chattering and playing with each other. It's a different side that they get to see and record.
I kind of have to say that Katie's probably more geeky about it than I am, even though I enjoy it. but when it gets right down to it, I think she's
I would
more
agree.
Of a goof.
I would agree. I'm a dark.
It sounds like me and my wife.
Yeah.
We both met working at Disney World, so we both obviously have a love for Disney.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm definitely further down the rabbit hole than she is. She
Yeah.
can turn it off.
Yeah, I would like paint my world, red, black, yellow, and white.
Yeah, right.
But he very much won't let me. He's
Yeah,
like,
I
nope.
think our house would probably look like the clubhouse on the.
I'm not that bad. I do it in a
If she had her
classy
way.
way.
So someone's got to keep us in check,
Yeah,
right?
He
yeah,
does.
exactly.
We're not doing that.
I
hold
send
back
him
the reins
pictures
every now
every
and then.
once in a while, of like
No, I think
mouse
so.
ear shaped doors and stuff. Can I have this? No.
No, someday we have to sell the house probably. So I don't know if that's going to go over well. So,
Okay.
well, cool. So, I guess what I wanted to do is talk about parks, guys. If you had a choice, if you had one day in a park, okay, and you could go to Universal or Disney Park, which one would it be, and why?
And Frankie, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go
I have
first
a
on this
definite
one.
answer, so okay.
Well, I mean, the obvious answer has got to be Disney. I do a Disney podcast, not a Universal podcast.
I know. Well, I know. Okay.
But so I am a product of the 90s. I grew up in the 90s. A lot of what I know was Disney because Disney reigned king in the 90s. That was their
Mhm.
Renaissance phase.
right.
And to me, Disney brings back a lot of childhood memories. Whereas in Universal is more towards the action adult flicks. Disney unleashes like an inner child in us,
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay. What about you, John?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Disney as well, but I'm gonna get a little more hyper specific if it's okay.
Please.
Sure.
I'm gonna choose Disneyland specifically of all of the
Nice.
parks that I have an option to visit. My mom is originally from the West Coast, specifically California, and she was like 2 weeks old or something like that when Disneyland opened, and she was there within like a year, and she's been visiting there her whole life, and that's kind of where my love for Disney comes from. I got a lot of special places that are in that park, and it doesn't get as much love as it should. Ever since
Right, I agree.
1961 when Disney World opened, it's just it's the other park.
Yeah, but it's also the park because if
Yes,
It's Walt's Park.
that's
Yep.
right, and if it didn't exist, Disney World wouldn't exist. So
and it has
Take
one
that.
of the best rides in Disney properties. That Indiana Jones ride is something else.
okay, nice. Yeah, that's nice that it's its own thing too.
Absolutely.
So, all right, that's good because I'm originally also from California, so I have to agree with that. That's my park, but
Yeah.
I do enjoy Disney World though.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
there's
we
no
do.
doubt about that.
And that Indiana Jones ride is now called the Dinosaur Ride at Disney World.
Which
Yes.
which I don't think it's as good, even though they say it's the same ride system. I
Yeah.
still enjoy Indiana Jones much
It's
better.
much better.
I agree. I call it so. Dinosaur for me is my break room because when I worked at Animal Kingdom,
Okay.
my break room was Restaurantosaurus when it was
Oh,
still
gotcha.
McDonald's, and we'd be eating there, and you just hear the dinosaurs and the cars going by all day long. So every
That's
90 seconds
funny.
or so, yeah.
So which park did you choose, Mr. Ask the Question?
Well, the reason I asked the question is because on your episode, you guys, it seemed as though you guys liked roller coasters. Maybe
Yeah.
you alluded to that fact, and let's face it, Universal has more roller coasters than Disney.
Yeah, you're
more
right.
radical ones like that. We went last time we went to Disney World, and we went to Universal Studios. We rode that Velocicoaster. Holy
Yeah.
crap!
That was a good
Well,
coaster.
Universal is more. You're right.
Yeah.
Universal is more for the thrill seeking.
The thrill seekers. Yeah.
So that's why
Exactly.
I asked the question.
But to
Yeah.
me, it's funny you said that because actually, I don't ride roller coasters.
Okay.
I have
I'm the
I
roller
just-
coaster.
Yeah.
Yes.
All day long. That's yes.
But yeah.
Okay. So now that we've established that you guys would do Disney, so what ride at Disney? I mean, you got the old
Is your go-to?
go-to ones, right? Which
Yeah.
ones do you go to? Like, you got to ride it.
All of it.
People mover.
Oh
Every
my
single time. People move it.
god.
Every single
Oh my
time.
I love
gosh.
that,
That's
man.
so you.
Without exception.
Oh.
And we're all like fighting.
Wait, who
it.
said the people mover?
John.
That was
John,
me.
okay, John, I'm with you because these guys never want to ride the people
we're-
mover. And I'm like,
I love
had to
the
go on
people
it
mover.
by myself last time.
The
We
only
love it
the
all,
only
but my daughter
problem
fights it.
the only problem with People Mover is when it starts raining, it seems like everybody wants to ride it then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true because it was pretty crowded last time we were
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
It was raining.
I don't
So then
mind it.
a quick follow-up question for you, since you're the Disneyland guy, right? You're on the West Coast there, and
Yeah.
maybe both of you can answer this. Did you ever get the chance to ride rocket rods in Disneyland
No, I
Tomorrowland?
did not because at that time in my life, I was I think, God, what years? I think I was up here. We're in Oregon now, so I think I'd moved up here, and we weren't married at the time, but I was raising kids and just working, so I just got out of touch with all that, so I never got to ride that. But I don't know. It ruined
It's
the
okay. You
People
didn't miss
Mover.
anything.
It ruined the People Mover. That's all I gotta
Yeah.
say.
It did. Absolutely.
Yep.
You didn't miss
which,
anything.
which sucks because they don't
Yeah.
have. That's a bummer that they don't have that there anymore.
Or have put it back.
Right.
But at this point, why have they not put it back? But I
Yeah.
digress.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Exactly. Well, they need to do. They definitely need to do something with Tomorrowland. I'm not sure what. But
Oh, for sure.
They definitely
Yeah.
need to reimagine that land and do something about it.
Of course.
That's a hard one to do. We've tried to think about what they could do, and
I've done
I
the
really,
Speedway a couple times in my
Yeah,
life.
but I haven't really come up with real good ideas on that. I don't know if you guys
I
ever
think
thought
I
about
got good
that. but-
ideas.
We did a
Well,
episode.
I couldn't.
Go ahead.
We kind of did an episode and learned how hard it was trying to be an Imagineer, reimagining the
Mhm.
entire land, and going into it, both of us had different plans, and then at the end, I think we came up with something completely different than what we
Mhm.
originally were planning.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What did we did Splash Mountain, right?
No, we did. I'm talking about when we did Dino Land
Yes. you're
USA.
right. Okay. We've done it a couple times now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that area needs to be redone.
Well, yeah.
I don't like the whole fair scheme with all the
I mean, I
games
get
and-
the whole concept of what they were trying to do.
Carnival.
Well, the
there,
fair's no
but-
longer there now. It
Yeah.
seems like there just keeps ripping more and more stuff out. So
Right.
Yeah, it really
Hopefully
was.
they got-
Although that coaster they had there, that was pretty
death-
uncomfortable.
the Death
Primeval
Trap.
Whirl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was kind of like the Mulholland Drive or Goofy's
Yes.
Flying School,
Yep.
but it hurt more. when
Just
you rode
ram
it.
you in there.
Well, it was sad because you just look at it and you already start hurting because you could just hear it clanking already.
Right. But yeah, so it's not really going to be missed all that much, I don't think.
Yeah, we've done the
So-
right discussions too. Try to reinvent something or
It-
take a
it's-
movie and
I don't know what
create
you guys
something.
feel, but it's really hard.
It is hard.
That's a hard thing to
It is.
reimagine stuff, you know.
But it's
let me, get your feelings on, because I also noticed that you guys have feelings on Splash Mountain.
We need to leave it alone.
Because we did the minute I heard that they were doing it and why, I said, Katie, we're doing a podcast
Yep.
right now. Look up the history of the stories. This is bull crap. This is bull crap. You
So
know?
yeah, we
So-
got on unedited version.
So I'm like, because it has nothing to do with any of that stuff. And so I was pretty jacked up. But our feelings are that, leave one of them there. I mean,
Yeah.
domestically, leave the one in Disney World, Splash Mountain, and maybe change the one in Disneyland because it's New Orleans Square and it would kind of fit.
Yeah.
If you got to do it,
If you
just
gotta
change
do it.
one. You know.
What do you guys think?
I'm on the same page as you. To me, the Brer Fox, Brer Rabbit whole storyline comes from the Deep South, not particularly from that
Right.
movie. So,
Mhm.
I know the songs do, but the storylines don't really. That's American folktale right there.
Yep.
Right. And they took that zippity doodah out of the
Park.
park
It doesn't
Yeah.
even play in the park anymore. It's my
No.
favorite
thing.
songs.
I'm like, how do you take that song? That's a great song.
Yep.
It's a happy song, right?
yeah.
I thought that was
Very
kind of cute.
opinionated.
All right.
Yeah, but I'm the one that rides the Pirates of the Caribbean, and when it gets to the redhead, I go, "Me wants the redhead."
Yeah. I
Anyway,
did that
so-
on the last trip. My wife and I both did it at the same
Yep,
time.
I do
Yeah.
it every time.
Yep.
That's how you separate the true Disney fans.
Yeah.
And then you come around the corner and the woman's chasing the guy with the broom, and you're like, no, it's supposed to be the other way around.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
We're
they're
classists.
pirates, man. They're supposed to be scum of the earth.
They are. They're not politically correct. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's not a feel-good ride.
And
Come
we
on.
grew up with them. We're okay.
We're little degenerates. So have you guys been to the parks recently, or?
Yeah, so I went as recent as November. I was able to ride Remy, which was a nice thing, the new Ratatouille ride out there.
Mhm.
It's okay.
It's cute.
It's cute. I'm not gonna I'm excited for as the roller coaster guy. I'm excited for Guardians of the Galaxy and Tron. Like those are the two things I'm looking forward to. And I was kind of hoping those would be ready for the 50th, but I'm sure you guys have never heard of COVID.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm over that stuff.
been there twice during it.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, twice now because we went. Frankie and I finally met in person in June.
Yeah.
At Disney World, and then I went again in November, and then we're planning on going back March-ish, definitely June.
Oh, you're
we got our
following us
annual
around.
pass, so-
We were
Yeah.
there in November, and we'll be back in March.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're trying to go early March.
We'll be there the end of March.
Okay.
So I'm planning a vacation sometime in spring. Just a mommy and daddy trip. Get rid of the kids for a couple of days or so.
We keep
And then,
talking about it.
Nothing wrong with that. Sorry, Kurt.
I know I'm
Well,
nervous.
mine are 3 or 4 and 5, so it's a lot harder to kind of push them away. But and then I think we're planning a family vacation during the summertime, probably around June time again.
Yeah. It's not any easier when they're 14. We catch crap if we go without her.
So how, having gone to the park during the COVID time, I mean, recently, have you noticed a change in attitude with cast members or anything else in the park that you've noticed that struck you?
Go ahead, Frankie. I
So-
think mine will be a little long-winded.
Yeah. So truthfully, and this wasn't anything that I experienced, but you see on social media and all that stuff. I feel like cast members now have gotten a little bit more authoritative than they have in the past, because Disney's all about customer service sort of deal, providing a most magical day. And now with the mask, they kind of gotten a little bit more authoritative, which, I mean, rules are rules. They should be followed, It doesn't matter what your beliefs are in that. But it's just a different side of cast members that you really don't see outside of COVID.
Yeah.
John?
Yeah, so having worked there, you go through a very specific training on how to handle situations, right? So having gone through that training, every time I'm there, I can see those cast members doing their best to meet that standard that Disney wants them to meet. That having been said, also working in the retail industry currently, when you have people that are idiots, it is very hard to meet that demand. On a daily, minute by minute, hourly basis, so I want to give cast members kudos because they do absolutely try to meet that demand any chance they get. That having been said, when I went in June, they really didn't have the mask mandate going. As long as you were outside, you didn't have to wear a mask, or if you were vaccinated, Now they're kind of back to masks in the rides and in the gift shops.
Right.
Yep.
That's where people are really taking advantage of it. And that's where it's getting difficult. We were on Rise of the Resistance in November, and there was one guy wearing a mesh mask. And he was just making a scene to the point the manager had to come out and give him a mask to allow him on the ride. And he just wouldn't let it go, So I think it's really hard nowadays for everybody, guests alike, cast members alike. And I think everybody's trying to do the best they can. It's those certain individuals,
It's hard because you want it to be, with lack of a better word, normal, but it's not.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I'm one of those guys that will only wear it if I absolutely have to.
I'm same here.
If I can get away with it, I won't. And there were many times in line that I didn't have it on.
I'd have to remind him.
But I'd have it. I'd have it around my neck. But I'd just. So,
but you also weren't going to make a scene about it either.
No,
I would
no.
never do that.
No. It's like, so when we went in last June, like John said, they didn't really have much of a mask mandate. The only time you had to wear a mask was when you were on transportation.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I rode the Disney Skyliner a lot because I was on the Skyliner hotel line,
Okay.
and at the time they were only allowing one family in each of the
Right.
Skyline buckets, I guess. I don't know what you would call carts.
Mhm.
And when it was just me and my family,
That would be gondolas. I'm just kidding.
sorry, I'm not Switzerland. But no. So, but when it was me and my family, even though yes, I am on the transportation, I took off the mask, because I'm like, there's not really a need for it here. And I'm like you, I only wear a mask with necessarily, and I'm not going to sit there. If it's a rule, I'm gonna wear it. Like I fly a lot nowadays, and when I'm in the airport, I wear a mask. When I'm on the plane, I wear a mask. But other than that, I don't really wear it unless it's absolutely necessity.
But how many times did you get stuck on one of those gondolas?
Oh gosh!
And I'm convinced it's because they knew you took the mask off and they shut it down until you put it back
That's
on.
funny. I have to say no on that, because when we got on, once we got off the platform, masks came down. We just put it back up when we got back off, so we wouldn't even know that.
I was
and
supposed
we
to say,
never
John,
got stuck.
the only problem with that would have been if they were waiting for me to put the mask back on, I would still be on the gondola today.
Yeah. I mean, we got scolded here or there because I had, a mesh mask, but it was a double mesh called incognito. Yeah. So that it doesn't look like you can see through it. You have to get just the right light to see through it and tell that it's a mesh mask. I only got called out twice in like 12 days.
One of them was Millennial Falcon.
That they caught
Falcon
me.
Ride. They caught him on.
Yeah. But they caught me, and I just pulled out a different mask, and we move on.
Yeah.
I'm not going to haggle with them. It's not their fault. I just move on. I don't want to make a scene. So.
Yeah.
No, not only that, but also risk getting kicked out of Disney forever.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, it's not worth
that either.
Yep, it's all good. They just pull another one.
Okay, so let's shift gears. Enough mask talk. Okay, so we're going to talk about these movies. Okay, I think I told Kurt to tell you 2 movies. That was funny when I was listening to your podcast.
It's the exact ones
that
you guys
was awesome.
talked about.
I was like, okay, we're going to talk about The Lion King. Okay. For one thing, some of the remakes, I don't know why they remade them, but I had a really hard time watching The Lion King because it was weird to watch. I mean, they followed the story just like the cartoon, basically.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it was odd for me to watch so-called real lions that were fake lions. I mean, it was just really weird to watch it that way to me. I don't know how you guys felt about that, but
Does it look more real talking lions?
It's not. I don't consider that a live action remake because it's not really live action.
CGI.
It's still animated.
Yeah. Exactly.
But
I'm still waiting for the live action Monsters Inc. movie.
I
Terrifying.
don't know.
They're making one of Stitch.
I don't know how I feel about that one either. Let me see Lion King. I didn't hate it.
I didn't hate it either.
I definitely hate
same movie.
one of them.
Okay, go ahead.
That's not it. Yeah, sorry, Frankie. Go ahead.
To me, it's the same movie. The only thing is it's a different style of animation. You gotta realize, like I said, Lion King's one of my favorite movies. The original, not the new one. I remember going to the movie theaters. I think that was probably one of the first movies I saw in theaters. I remember seeing it. Like, to me, that was, I guess, this generation's Frozen. Singing like "Can't Wait to Be King" till like my parents almost died from the actual song. But then when you come to this new one, there's a lot of these songs that require like a lot of the colors. Like "Can't Wait to Be King" requires the colorful backgrounds.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't feel the same. It doesn't hit the same.
Because that does bring
a
a lot
difference
to the
in the feel.
movie.
Yeah,
correct.
All the colors and
I am a firm believer. All they had to do was fix the faces and make them look more like the animated style.
right.
Yep.
All they had to do was that, and it fixes a lot of the complaints that I think most people have with that film.
I can see that.
Yep.
I can get past the colors not being there, like there's got to be some semblance of realism, but I don't think it has to be so real that it takes you out of it.
Right.
Okay.
I get that. Yeah.
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 My biggest thing was it was just weird to watch it because I'm so used to the animated version that
Yeah.
to see it that way and know that it's not real. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
in your head. It's in your brain.
Yeah.
So it's just like it was just odd. But okay. Do you have anything to say, Katie, about that?
No. That one pretty much followed right to the script.
All right.
It didn't have a lot of.
Then the other
Journeys.
one is Dumbo. Now, you guys don't like Dumbo, right?
Oh,
I'm
that
with
is
you.
terrible. Oh, it's so
tell,
bad.
tell me why. I want to know what your feelings are on that.
Dark.
My feelings are I have an expectation of Tim Burton, and it did not live up to the expectation of Tim Burton. Like every Tim Burton film I've ever seen is weird, right?
Yeah.
And I'm okay with weird because weird is good. Dumbo was awkward. And there is a very large difference between the two for me. That having been said, it didn't really follow the storyline. I didn't buy into the characters. Batman, what's his name? Michael Keaton's character, like, who are you and why are you here? They just kind of, we didn't need like a rich oil baron type character to tell the story,
Right. Okay.
I totally
It
forgot
changed things
that
they
was.
didn't have to.
I totally forgot that was Tim Burton. Holy
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
I mean, it's like John says, when you hear it's a Tim Burton film, you expect there's like a certain levelty of expectations, and it doesn't really lead up to that. And don't get me wrong, I love Tim Burton.
See, I'm the opposite. I don't care for his shows. I'm not a fan of Tim Burton.
Oh, he came out with the Batman movie that was so good.
That's okay.
Well, the Batman movie's good, but I mean,
it's a whole different game.
I mean, he does have a different look to his art.
He
does.
Dark. It's a little bit
It
dark.
is dark. No, that's what
the movie Dumbo kind of fell between somewhere in no man's land between Disney and Burton, and it just kind of landed, and it didn't really make sense. I didn't care for it.
Well, I didn't want to see it, to be honest with you. I wasn't really drawn to it, but then I go, well, I got to watch it at least once, right? And I didn't know what to expect. I was actually expecting it to be a little darker than it was.
Because I told you.
And I didn't hate it. I mean, I didn't know what they were going to do with it. I mean, with the whole story, because you didn't have the crows in there, you didn't have the little mouse.
There were some
I mean, how are they going to deal with that? And I'm like, I guess they did all right. I mean, did they have to do it?
You can tell it's missing.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Did they have to do that? Did they have to remake the movie? No.
No.
They just seem to think they have to redo everything. So,
I just think it should do it justice if you're going to do it again. And I don't think it did.
Yes. For example, Aladdin did a fairly decent
job. They did a
job
wonderful job with Aladdin.
Yep, Aladdin was really good.
You got more backstory. I actually enjoyed that. It was fulfilling.
Yeah, I like how they did that. We actually saw it. We were on a Disney cruise, and they
played it for us.
That we got to see it before they released it to the theaters.
Yeah,
they almost.
Mine was Haunted Mansion, for the record.
Okay. That was a good one, wasn't it?
I didn't mind it. I love that movie.
So
yeah,
Kurt,
he's gone. Okay.
Yeah, what's up?
I thought you were going to talk about the Muppets Haunted Mansion or something.
Well, okay. I mean, I like the Muppets Haunted Mansion. I just, I think it's a better movie than the original Haunted Mansion. Just my opinion.
I am not going to disagree with
Haunted Mansion didn't set the bar high to begin with, though.
No.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I think they could redo that one actually, and probably do it more justice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see how it
So,
goes.
you guys kind of rated your remakes on your podcast.
Yeah.
Where did these two fall in your line?
Oh man, you're asking me to remember things from like 30
I know,
years
right?
ago? Oh,
Okay,
man.
I mean, the only ones I've seen are like, I've seen
Beauty and the Beast,
Beauty and the Beast. I saw Cinderella,
Aladdin,
then we got Dumbo, Lion King.
Lady and the Tramp. You haven't made
I
it
haven't
through.
seen Lady and the Tramp.
Maleficent.
I guess you can call that a redo. But
yeah, I'm kind of on that page too. Is it a remake or is it a whole new thing?
I kind of didn't like it because they took one of the greatest villains of all time, Disney, and made her soft and tried to make her good,
acceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they've done a lot of that lately, making the villains understandable
let's just say
and acceptable.
Your best would be Aladdin. Your worst would be
Dumbo.
Okay,
I think that's fair to say.
Down. Yeah,
and I'll put Lion King like around in the middle, maybe right outside, like upper echelon.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Lion King was great. I just don't know if I would drop it into a live action. There ain't nothing live in there.
No,
I mean,
well, the plants.
It's CGI.
The plants, yeah.
Yeah, the plants are live.
Were the plants real? I don't know.
I don't know. It could have been faked out.
Didn't roar or nothing, but
I don't know.
anyways.
There's probably pieces of it, but
Okay.
you never know. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's all we had planned, guys. I would certainly enjoyed having you guys on the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
If we could do
Yeah.
it some other time, that'd be great. If you guys are up to it, at some other point.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely plan on bringing you guys on our show. We're kind of on a hiatus right now.
Okay.
We do a little break at the end of the year, and we pick it up roughly March, April-ish. So
Mhm.
we're putting the finishing touches on season 3 for us. We've got episodes coming together and everything. Oh, I'm sorry. Come here, little one. Come say hello. Say hi to
Hello.
everybody.
Hello there.
Yeah, you going to bed? Okay. Love you. Mwah. Good night, little one. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
So yeah, we're just getting ready. We're gonna bring you guys on once we get our show ramping back up. So we'll be in touch for sure.
Awesome.
We have an idea of maybe we can end this and then I can talk to you about it if you guys wouldn't mind just hanging out for a little bit.
Not at all.
No.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us on our podcast tonight, and be sure you go check out the Hyperion Review Disney podcast. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. They talk about a bunch of stuff. Plays.
Yeah. We are the 130th most listened to podcast in Nigeria right now.
Nice.
There you go.
I
There you
couldn't
go.
tell you.
There you go.
All right. With that, thanks again, guys. Everybody have a great week, and just be good to people. That's all.